Welcome to Fight Community to follow MMA daily and exclusive news. Let's get started quickly. Click like and subscribe before starting. Interim UFC champion Tom Aspinall has been calling for a fight against heavyweight title holder Jon Jones for some time now. However, Jones has shown less interest in the matchup. Interestingly, Dana White recently shared some positive news about it. After announcing blockbuster fights for UFC 314 and UFC 315, White was asked by a skeptical fan whether Jones versus Aspinall would ever happen, and Dana had this to say.
All right, what do you guys got? Nobody's bitching here. I love you, Nina Drama. We're not getting Jon versus Tom ever. Yes, you will. It's coming. Relax.
Islam Makhachev's manager, Rizvan Magomedov, would like to see Ilia Topuria earn his title shot at lightweight. Magomedov thinks that Topuria needs to establish himself as a legitimate lightweight contender before challenging Makhachev. He tweeted, "Topuria versus Gustin Charles contender fight to prove he's legit lightweight. So we don't have to defeat another small featherweight. We need a big fight that makes sense for everyone. We already gave chances to featherweight champs that were reigning for a long time." Should that fight occur, it would mark the third time Makhachev defends his lightweight title against a fighter from the featherweight division. Makhachev has stated that he doesn't consider a victory over a featherweight to be as rewarding as defeating someone from a division above him. Do you guys agree with Islam's manager? Who would you like to see Ilia fight at 155? Let us know in the comments below. Michael Chandler has shared his first thoughts on the recently announced matchup with Paddy Pimblett. The pair will clash at UFC 314 at the Kaseya Center in Miami in April. Speaking to Brad Okamoto of ESPN MMA, Chandler stated that he's a very bad matchup stylistically for Paddy and predicted an early KO victory.
I believe I'm going to put a pressure on him. I believe he will know right away within the first exchange he's not stepping into the octagon with Bobby Green, with Tony Ferguson. It's just a different level, and I still believe where I'm at, it's a bad matchup stylistically for him. That first time he gets hit by one of the toughest punchers in the UFC lightweight division, which he has not faced yet, it's going to be a different feeling. It's going to be a different speed. It's going to be a different ferocity that he hasn't felt before. But I do believe he's got some momentum right now, and the Paddy train stops in Miami, and he's going to have to go back to the drawing board. And he's great dude, but I plan on landing some big punches and finishing him early. He's going to try to stay away from me, and I'm going to slowly and methodically and surgically walk him down until his heart rate gets so high that the lactic acid sets in. He starts second guessing himself. He's going to be on his back foot. His back is going to be close to the cage. And I'm going to land a right hand or a left hook and put his lights out within the first couple rounds.
New USC signee Patricio Pitbull is already taking shots at the featherweight roster. Speaking to MMA Junkie for the first time since Dana White announced the news Wednesday, Pitbull blasted UFC featherweight fighters for avoiding challenges, calling them for turning down offers. One of the things I believe favored me in all of this was that a couple weeks after our first meeting, they asked if I would fight a certain fighter, and that fighter, a ranked fighter, said no. Then they offered me a few other options, and I said yes to all of them, and they said no. As the UFC saw that this old guy was saying yes to all those young guys and the young guys were running away, they were like, we have a guy that's for real here, so let's sign him. Speaking about the featherweights, Pitbull continued, they're a bunch of pussies. That's what they are. A fighter has to fight. That's why I'm here. When I was outside of your organization, many of you were talking shit. Now that I'm in, many of you are running. So what I have to say is don't run. If you run, I'm going to be the boogeyman, and I'm going to get you at your home. Anthony Smith has shared his brutally honest take on his retirement fight matchup with Zhang Mingyang. Smith is set to face the Chinese prospect who has 18 first-round finishes at UFC Kansas City on April 26th. It's a matchup that seems odd on paper given their wide gap in octagon experience. Smith has fought 24 times for the UFC and once challenged for the light heavyweight title, and Zhang makes just his third UFC appearance. Speaking on MMA Today with Din Thomas, Smith said that he was initially shocked by the matchup but believes that Zhang is not as scary as everyone thinks he is.
I was shocked with the name that they came with. I just wasn't expecting that one.
He's got 18 first round finishes
over a lot of people that don't have a UFC win.
Right, for sure.
I'm not saying he's not good,
right?
Because I'm sure that he is. He's here. He's definitely good. I'm sure he's a great striker and his hands are fast.
Right.
But it's hard to tell where people actually are.
For sure. Like,
he doesn't have a win over a guy that has a win in the UFC. Yeah, and I'm not really I'm not looking past him or not taking him serious. I'm taking him very serious.
Yeah.
But I'm also not gonna I love Allen, but I'm not gonna let people like Allen build this guy up to be something that he's not.
Right.
He might suck and he still might beat me. Who knows? But
Yeah.
and he's got 6 losses outside the UFC recently.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
just-
so
not that I don't respect him. I don't see the.
Israel Adesanya is moving past old rivalries and embracing personal growth. In recent months, he has mended relationships with 2 of his biggest rivals, Alex Pereira and Robert Whittaker, proving that sportsmanship is his priority. However, one comment from the past continues to spark discussion. It's the infamous guy in the bar remark about Pereira. For those unfamiliar, Adesanya once said that Pereira would just be a guy sitting in a bar saying, "Oh, I beat this guy twice in kickboxing," while Adesanya himself would be remembered among UFC legends. This was in reference to a video of Pereira knocking him out in a kickboxing belt going viral.
At the end of the day, no one knows who the f- he is, and he's gonna be that guy when I'm world champion, when I'm a legend. He's gonna be at some pub talking some about I beat that guy one time.
Pereira wasn't an active fighter back then, while Adesanya was the middleweight champion in the UFC. Adesanya's remarks lit a fire under Pereira, who then joined the UFC within months of it, and then defeated Izzy to end his title reign. So, when a fan asked Adesanya during a Q&A session if he regretted making that remark, Izzy said that he's glad that he did it because it motivated Pereira to become the UFC champion.
Weipu Magic, do you regret calling Alex Pereira that guy in a bar? If you could go back, would you say it again?
I don't regret it, no, because I was right. And also I don't because it motivated him. It's, again, I love this story, eh? It's just the best. Like, he's actually at a bar drinking and it's like, Sharma, boom, decides to become, MMA fighter. Or well, he was already an MMA fighter, but decides to like take it seriously and get to the UFC and fight me, chase me. But again, like I said, he chased me. I didn't do that. But I don't regret it, no. I'm glad I did because it motivated him, and look what we've created. I created a monster.
Moses the jeweler paid a hefty price for betting against Alex Pereira in his first fight with Israel Adesanya. Not only did he lose money as Poatan emerged victorious, but the UFC light heavyweight champion kicked him in the light after finding out that Moses put $40,000 on Israel Adesanya.
Tell you a secret? Maybe he's gonna get a little mad at me. His first fight, I had big money on Adesanya.
How much you bet?
I had a lot of money. I had maybe 40,000 on
E ele colocou 40 mil no Adesanya.
Ay, ay, ay.
Bryce Mitchell versus Eli Barzilai has been signed for next week's Karate Combat 53 of them. It'll be a pit submission grappling 180-pound catchweight match, per promotion officials. The events take place in Denver on February 28th. Following the announcement, Mitchell shared a video on Instagram, sharing his frustration with the photo Karate Combat used for the event's poster.
What's up, y'all? I got a grappling match with Karate Combat February 28th. It's going to be a big matchup. I'm fighting an undefeated guy. Serious power in this guy. He's a young up-and-comer, but he's a beast, man. It's going to be a great match, so y'all will be thoroughly entertained. If any of y'all were confused about the picture of me that Karate Combat posted, I was too. I was actually mad about it, but they're fixing it. They used a photo of me that's not me. It don't even look like me. They photoshopped a photo of me and put the picture on the roster. Duh. Use a real picture. You know what I'm saying? But I called the guy. He's fixing it. I was mad about it, but I forgive him. It's all good. Karate Combat's going to be an awesome event. If you want to sponsor me, let me know, because I don't have long, and I'll get you on the back of my shirt, and it'll look real good. I plan on getting on top of the guy, so my back's going to be where the camera's going to be pointing. If everything goes my way. All right, thank y'all, and holler at me, and thank y'all for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the entire video. We hope for your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing, and do not forget to activate the bell to follow the daily news of MMA.